y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chanina. Hey girl, hey. Y'all, today is Thursday, and boy, let me tell you something. It has been a rough day so far today, in my personal opinion. I don't know if maybe, I don't know what's going on, because I try to stay positive and optimistic and all the things so that my day goes good no matter what. But man, today really had me considering just thinking to taking inbound calls, because I'm like, what is going on today? Like, everybody is like, every restaurant that I went to this morning, I went to 3 of them, and well, I went to more, but let me just start from the beginning, because everything, so y'all can get an idea of where I'm coming from. Okay. The first pickup was at Thumbs Up, which is located in College Park, or is it East Point? One of the two. I think it's College Park. Anyway, so if you're familiar with that particular restaurant, they got some good food, by the way, too. I was able to dine there some years ago, and I remember liking it. But anyway, so yeah, I had to pick up from there, and their parking is very limited. So they only have parking in front of the actual restaurant, but the restaurant is on like a side street, right? So the only other parking option is across the street at the Bank of America, which they don't like you parking over there. They tow your car and all that jazz. So I was really chancing it going to pick up this food. It was the first one that I had for the morning, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's a pretty nice order. Monetary wise, you know, I can do this, no big deal, girl. So I parked over at the Bank of America and I run in there real quick, and so the cashier, you know, she acknowledges that I'm there to pick up something. So I'm like, cool. I give her the name, and she walks off. She says 1 minute, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm thinking she's going to grab my order, because behind her there's like these shelves full of orders, y'all. Like, that's the second time where I went into a restaurant and there were like so many orders waiting to be picked up. So anywho, so she walked past it to go to this table to give them their check. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She's gonna grab me on the way back. She walks past the orders again, and then she goes to the drink machine, grabs a styrofoam cup, fills up the cup, takes it to a whole nother table. Then she comes back to the register, but she doesn't say anything. She's just there. And I'm like, okay. So by this time, I'm like, y'all, in my mind, I'm like, this is not worth the risk of getting towed, because it would cost me way more money than what I'm being paid to pick up this order, to get my car out of tow and to catch an Uber to get to wherever they towed it to, right? Thank God I have that my card's linked to Uber and Lyft, because, you know, my whole wallet and everything personal is in the car. So if the car would have got towed, my wallet would have got towed too. So girl, okay, so I cancel that order, move on to the next order, which is a Crystal's order. So I go to Crystal's, which is not far from where I was already at. So I'm like, cool. So I get there, dining room is closed. So I jump in line at the drive-thru, but then I start to notice that, man, we are moving like snails in this drive-thru. Like, what's happening right now? Did they just open or what? So I'm in this drive-thru for about 10 minutes, right? And I'm like, okay. So I get to the window, and the guy, he's like telling me a total of like $10 and some change. And I was like, well, no, I'm here to pick up an order. And he's like, oh. And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? Oh, girl, tell me why he turns around, goes to the register at the front counter, pulls the ticket, and calls out the order to the person in the back. I almost died, okay? Because I felt myself, you know, that point where you start to get frustrated, so your whole body changes, you know you're about to be ticked off, right? So I felt that starting to happen, and I was like, man, okay, I'm already at the window. He already gave me the drink. Let me just wait a little bit, see how this goes. It might not even take as long. Girl, then a few minutes go past. I see him on his phone. I'm trying to get his attention. I ask him, how long is it going to be on the order? Because, see, my thing is, I'm expecting the order to already be ready since I sat in this drive-thru for like 10 minutes, right? So, okay. So, anyway, so he's not even paying any attention. So, I can't get his attention because he's not paying attention. He's in his phone. Girl, the drive-thru window was open. I politely set the drink that he gave me back in the window and I pulled off because I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the second location. Okay, so then I pick up an order from Blindsey Frenzy, which, by the way, is a black-owned business. I have to go check them out. They make like smoothies, fruit bowls, just really healthy stuff, right? And they're always nice. Every time I go in there, they're always nice. He gave me a card. The first time I went in there, he gave me a business card. Where did it go? I must have put it in my purse. But he gave me a business card and told me to check them out. So I'm going to go check them. I'm going to show them some support. I just got to remember to do it. So anyways, I get that order. So now it's time for me to drop the order off, which I end up at this school that's like a Christian academy or something, right? So in the description, it was like, meet me at the door, call me when you're on your way, or text me when you're on your way. So I'm like, cool. So when I'm on the street, I sent the I'm arrived, because there's like an automated message in the app that you can just click on and it'll let them know that you've arrived to drop off their stuff. So as I'm coming down the street, I clicked it because I'm like, oh, okay, they want me to meet them at the door. This is going to be a quick handoff. It was not. Of course, I'm on the street where there's no parking, so I'm like girl. So now I've got to turn the hazard lights on, jump out the car, go up to this door, let them know I'm here to drop off, all this stuff, right? So I'm like, okay. So that was cool, whatever. So then I grabbed the next order, which was a Taco Bell and a wing spot. So the wing spot was okay. They already had the food ready. She just had to put it in the bag. I wasn't even tripping. I was still at that like point of being frustrated, but I was starting to come down a little bit until I got to the Taco Bell. When I get to the Taco Bell, everybody's huddled up having a conversation and they're looking at me as if I'm imposing on their conversation. So now the frustration is building back up, right? Because I'm like, bruh, like nobody's here to work today. Like everybody, if you didn't want to work, just stay home. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to handle business. Why aren't you handling your business? That's how I'm thinking, right? So anyways, the young guy or girl, it's a guy in there that he's always in there when I go in there, and I don't know what he classify himself as. I don't know if he wants to be called a he or a she. I have no idea. I hate the whole confusion with that. It gets on my absolute nerves, this whole call me him, she, them, they type of situation. Like, girl, whatever happened to just being gay, okay? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I digress. So anywho's, he greets me and he's like, because he's coming from the back, and he's like, hey, beautiful, what can I get for you, yada yada yada. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm just here to get an order. So he passes me my order. Cool, no problem. Oh, his makeup was slayed too, girl. He must have been going out after he got off work. I don't know. His hair, his wig was slayed, his makeup was slayed. Anyways, so yeah, so then I get that order, and it's taking me to a house that I have to figure out if I'm even at the right house, because they don't have a number on the house. Which I see a lot of that. Like, that is so weird to me that all these beautiful, nice houses that I go to, and they don't even have a number on the mailbox, or the number painted in the driveway, or the number on the house, or any of that. Like, it's so bizarre. So anyway, so I'm walking up the steps, with a little bit of hesitation, because I'm like, am I even at the right house? So at some point I figured it out. I just drove down the street and came back to see if the thing said, stop me where I was stopped at originally, and it did. So I just went with it, and I said, okay, well, this got to be the house then, because so anywho's, do all that, leave that. So now it's the next pickup, which is a McDonald's. So I get to the McDonald's. I'm gonna stop picking up. Listen, McDonald's is about to be on the blacklist, baby. I can't do them no more. First of all, the payout for the orders don't even be that much, okay? But to have to go in there and wait every single time, like excessive wait, like, oh my gosh, that is so annoying. So anyways, I go in there and I see my order sitting on the thing, but it's not complete. And I asked the lady, I was like, hey, you know, what's going on with the order? I'm here to pick it up. And she's like, oh, someone accidentally unplugged the milkshake machine. And I'm thinking to myself, why y'all the only restaurant that have issues with your milkshake machines? Like, just take it off the menu already. Every McDonald's that I go to, when I want a milkshake, I can't get a milkshake. Something's always wrong with the milkshake machine. So they finally get it fixed because I'm like, well, shoot, how long is that going to take? You know? So anyways, the girl went back there to check because there was another lady waiting on a milkshake as well. So she goes back there to check. She comes back with the milkshake, tells the other lady that she has to get something else. And I'm like, wow, this is absolutely insane. So now the frustration, like, y'all, the frustration was really real. And I think I hit my breaking point when I had to actually drop off this McDonald's. So let me tell y'all what happened. So I get to the location. It's a plaza. There's no specific instructions on this drop off. So I'm sitting there wondering, where am I dropping this off to? The only thing that this customer left in the notes was to meet him at the door. So I'm like, okay, cool. Which door? So I message him and I say, hey, I'm here, but which door am I meeting you at? And he's like, can you wait 2 minutes? I'm on my way. And I'm like, okay. So I'm facing pointing the BP, but I'm parked in this plaza. So I see a guy pull up to the pump. And, you know, I ain't think nothing of it because, you know, it's a gas station. But then I noticed that he's walking around with his phone and he's just like looking around and looking around. Then he walks up to me and was like, hey, is this you? And then he flips his phone over and I see my mug on his phone, right? And I was like, yeah. So I passed him the order and I'm thinking, like, I know this dude did not just Uber Eats some food to a gas station pump. Okay, so I'm like, okay, yeah, y'all, I was done at that point. Like, I literally was just over it. I was like, wow, you know, there's all this waiting for food, there's no parking anywhere, there's all these meet me at the doors and nobody's at the door. There was only one drop off that actually went pretty smooth. It was to a pet daycare. And he was at the door. He said, meet me at the door. And when I pulled up, there he was. I was so grateful because it's so hot out here. And y'all know I don't run my air because it uses up gas. But anyway, I'm running it now because I done broke out into a sweat. Anywho, so, you know. So then the next order, Chick-fil-A. Y'all, the Chick-fil-A, I still don't have no issues with Chick-fil-A on Camp Creek. They always be on point. The only problem, besides old girl from last time, okay, I don't even know if she was in there today. I didn't even make it inside the restaurant because there was no parking. I circled the restaurant 3 times because, see, at this particular this particular location, there's like a roundabout. So, and you can't make a left. So when you come out, you have to make a right, go through the roundabout, go all the way around, and then come back to the store, right? I did that 3 times, and there was still no parking. I think at that point, I literally was about to lose my stuff because I'm like, bruh, like, what is happening today, okay? So anywho's, I take me a little break because I'm like, at that point, I was just like ready to just stop doing deliveries. Like, for real. I was just like, today's not a good day. And normally Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are good days, right? But today, it was just too much stuff happening. Like, too many. Everybody was in a rush to get places. Accidents. I'm watching accidents almost happening, and everybody at work, but they ain't doing nothing. Like it's just so weird. So I just did my last drop off for today because I don't have any more patients. It's already 2 o'clock, and so I'm literally on my way to this Dollar Tree. I saw this this thing that I want to buy that I saw last time I was over here that I want to put on my kitchen wall. Y'all know I'm trying to redo my apartment on a budget, little bit by little bit. So I hope they still have it. So we're gonna go in here and see. I was gonna do deliveries till about 4 o'clock, but my patience just literally can't. I feel like if something else goes wrong, I'm just gonna snap, like literally, you know what I mean? I just can't. Okay. And I am a patient person. That's the crazy thing. Like, those that know me. I'm a very patient person, and it takes why am I parking right here when there's spaces over here? When it takes a whole lot for me to like lose my cool, like a whole lot, right? And for some reason today, I was just literally about to cuss all of Atlanta out for the shenanigans. Because I have seen shenanigans since I've been driving and stuff. Y'all know I feel like a sheltered child now because I've been in the house for so long. Like, I just see all these different things that are happening. Some of it's funny, some of it's comical, but then some of it is like, you can't be serious. So anyway, so yeah, Dollar Tree is behind me, so let's go.
The next morning. The next day.